Okay, hi folks, this is Joe G here with Masshole e-bikes and drones. Hope you're having a great day. Today is January 22nd, 2026. We are in Massachusetts. We've got kind of a nice day today. It's a whopping 42 degrees out right now. Probably the last nice day we're going to have for a while. If you're anywhere in the United States, as you probably know, we are on the verge of getting a pretty major snowstorm. I believe it's stretching all the way across the country pretty much. And we're expected to get really cold around here, and then we're supposed to have something on the order of 1 to 2 feet of snow. We'll see how that plays out. I've heard that before, and then it doesn't come to pass, but we'll see. Anyway, because it's a nice day, I did want to get out here and film my Magician Alpha, and I also wanted to point out a couple things. First off, you can see my bike right here, but if you look at the seat, you'll see a product that was just sent to me. This is the front basket for the bike. This was part of the package for the Black Friday sale, and when I bought it, it said that they would include the free basket. However, the basket wasn't going to be available until mid to late January, and to be honest with you, I pretty much forgot all about it. And then I got a notice from FedEx that I had a package coming, and sure enough, the basket has arrived. So I thought that was pretty good of them. They kept their word. I know Magician, along with some other e-bike companies, get a bad rap from some people, saying that they're sort of a scam company and you get the runaround with them. But they did promise me that I would get this basket, and here it is. So I'm pretty happy with that. And now my only question really is do I want to mount it to the bike? If I do, I have to move some stuff around. One of the things being I have to move the headlight. The headlight would be mounted to the front of the basket, and also I'd probably have to find a new place for my horn. That would probably go on the basket as well. But the question for me is, do I want to do that? I'm not sure that I really care for the look of the bike with the basket on it. So I'm looking to get some thoughts from you folks, wondering what you think. Do you think the bike, do you prefer, I should say, to have your bike with a basket on the front, or do you prefer without? If I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of leaning towards not having a basket. I kind of like the way the bike looks right now. I think it has more of a sleek look to it, and I'm not sure that I would want to change the way it looks by adding the basket. The other thing is, I'm not sure that I really need the basket for anything. I have plenty of carrying capacity right now. As you can see, I have a rear rack mounted bag, and I also have a small bag mounted to the frame where I can keep my phone and my keys and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure that I have a need for the basket, but I'm curious as to what you folks think with your bike. Do you like having that front basket or not? So if you get a chance, leave a comment and let me know what you think. Anyways, so I'm looking to take this bike out for a short ride. Another thing I want to address is the wobble that I've been experiencing with this bike. I've noticed a discrepancy between when I have the rear battery mounted as to when I do not have it mounted. When the battery is on the back, I do notice a wobble. Somewhere around 18-19 miles per hour, I get that wobbling effect. And then the other day I took it out for a ride without that back battery, and I didn't have any wobbling whatsoever. So if I get a chance, I might try showing you the wobbling that I experience with the battery on, and hopefully if I have time I can take the battery off real quickly and demonstrate without the battery. and see if it makes a difference. So anyways, that's what we're looking to do today. So let's get on the bike and let's check this out. Okay, so here we are, we're on the bike out for a short little ride. Don't have much time. It's 3:30. The sun's probably going to set in about an hour or so, so don't have a whole lot of time here to film, but I thought I'd find a nice back road where hopefully I can demonstrate the wobbling, and then maybe see about taking the battery off and seeing if we can get rid of that wobbling. 19, and you're starting to see the wobbling right there. Okay, that's what I was talking about. And evidently it seems to only happen when I have that battery mounted on that rear rack. So let me see if I can find a place and show it again. Okay. Find a place where I don't kill myself. Okay, so 17, 18 miles an hour, not too bad, but right now you can see 18 miles an hour, 19 miles an hour, starting to get that wobbling. Yeah, that's a little disconcerting. I was watching a video put out by Magician e-bikes on YouTube, and they were demonstrating, they had a fella riding up and down the street, and he wasn't experiencing any of that wobbling effect. But as you can clearly see, when I do it, I definitely get that wobbling. So now I know it's not something specific to Magician e-bikes, it's something common to all of these type of bikes. What it has to do with is the weight distribution. All of that weight on the back of the tire, on the back tire, seems to cause a wobbling that I guess sort of transfers its way towards the front of the bike and causes that shaking. Probably with all that weight on the back too, less weight on the front, it makes the front a little bit less planted on the ground, I would imagine. So you can see there that we have that wobbling going on. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take the battery off and try it again. So let's take a minute out here. Let me see if I can disconnect that battery and see if it makes a difference. Okay, so now I'm back on the bike and I've got that back battery removed, and I'm going 18, 19 miles an hour, and as you can see, the bike is nice and steady. There's no wobbling going on. Oh, boy, it sure gives you a boost if you're not ready for it. But as you can see, let me show you again if I can. Get up to 19 miles an hour, got my hands off, as you can see. No wobbling whatsoever. Nice and steady. So yeah, it makes a difference when you have that battery mounted on that rear rack. You're going to experience some wobbling, and when you ride it with just the frame mounted battery, you don't experience that. So anyways, yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not calling Magician a liar or anything. I would not imply that, but, and who knows, it could be my bike specific, but There definitely seems to be a difference between having that battery mounted or not. So anyways, I'll let you decide what you think. If you have any thoughts or comments, feel free to chime in, leave a comment. I'd be curious as to what you have to say, but I definitely wanted to make a point to come out here and show you that. All right, so here we are back on the road, getting in a little bit of a ride. It's going to be a short one, but a couple things I brought up so far. I mentioned the nice front basket that they sent me, but I'm torn as to whether I want to put it on my bike or not, and I'm looking for some opinions. What do you guys think? Do you like the bike with or without the basket? And the other thing that I wanted to definitely point out was the wobbling, and so I showed you that, but I guess the rest of this is just going to be about getting in a short ride before it gets dark. Okay, so right now I'm in stealth mode, which again is the second, I want to say the second lowest setting you can put it in. Right now I just put it into climb, which is the lowest. Sort of like 1 on a lot of other bikes. A lot of other bikes just say 1 through 5 for their power levels. This one has names for it. So climb is the lowest, then there's stealth, then there's eco, then there's trail, and then finally there's boost. Boost is where you really get the power. And let me tell you, you got to be ready for it. It really lives up to its name. It gives you a boost. So I like to ride it usually just in stealth or climb mode. Get a little exercise, but get a little help. So yeah, this is our one day that we're getting a break from the bitter cold. We've had a really cold winter so far. Not a ton of snow really, but couple inches here and there, but what's really been the issue this winter has been the cold. And to make matters worse, the coldest year of the season is just about to come, starting tomorrow, and it's supposed to be wind chills of -20, -30 on the weekend, just in time for that storm to barrel up the coast where it's supposed to hit us. And right now they're saying it's going to nail us pretty good, somewhere in the order of a foot or more. But you know, I've been around a long time, and I am a weather nut, and I love the weather, and I love big snowstorms. And I've seen a lot of predictions where they say we're going to get a ton of snow and then we don't. So we'll just have to wait and see on this one. They're acting like they're pretty confident about it, but and that's not to say the rest of the country isn't going to get nailed, because I think it's more of a sure thing for a lot of the interior part of the country, the Midwest and the South. But this storm technically hasn't even formed yet, so and then it's got to go off the coast, and then it's a matter of 50 miles north or south. Makes all the difference here in New England, whether we get a huge storm, whether we get nothing, or it could even, if it goes too far north, we get into some of the warm air and it turns over to rain. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm actually kind of hoping for a lot of snow, just because we haven't had a big storm now in a couple of years. We've had some very, very mild winters these last few years. So it'll be fun to see. But then again, I do want to be riding my bike more, and this cold weather has just been making it rough for me to get out here. So I haven't been making as many videos as I'd like to with this bike, or with my drones for that matter. One of the videos I'd like to make is having one of my drones follow me, but never seems to work out for me, so I'm hoping to do that. But once the weather starts getting nicer and we start having some longer days, I'm definitely hoping to get out here and film more. And I'm hoping to get my hands on some other e-bikes as well and try those out. One of them I'm kind of interested in is oh boy, I always forget the name of it when I'm riding. It's a popular bike. It's dual motor, 60 volts, and supposedly gets something like 5,000 watts as well. It only costs about $1,500, so seems like a pretty good deal for what you get. Again, if I can't recall the name, I'll just flash it up on the screen, but I don't know, I'd kind of like to get my hands on one of those just to compare it to this motor. This is a single motor, single rear hub, but it's got a lot of power. So I'd like to compare the two motors, and just compare it in terms of things like climbing hills, top speed. I wish I could remember the name of the bike. Every time I come out here I forget, but I think that bike has the top speed of around 41, 42 miles an hour. Although I've heard some people complain it only goes up around 38, 39 miles an hour, but either way, 40 miles an hour, somewhere in that vicinity, that's plenty. This bike here can do 40 easy. Okay, we can demonstrate that for you right now. So here we are going, according to my bike, we're doing 45 miles an hour. So this Bafang motor doesn't really have any problems with getting to 40. That was me pedaling in boost mode. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this ride. It's a short one, but just wanted to point out a couple things to you. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you could do me a favor. If you could hit the like button and consider subscribing, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.